Good morning, everybody. Time for a stretching video. And remember, it's important to always stretch warm muscles to prevent injury. First up is toe touches. Make sure you keep your feet together, your knees straight, and you bend at the hips. Next up is floor touches. Your feet will be apart this time, but keep your knees straight and tilt at the hips. Next up is hip rockers. From this position, try to twist your hips side to side, but remember to keep your knees straight. The next one is center squat. Make sure that you use your forearms to push your knees outwards. Keeping your back straight, try to bring your tailbone to the floor. Don't fall over. Next up is the side lunge. Make sure you shift your weight to one hip. You straighten out your leg and point your toes towards the ceiling and then grab them. From here is the forward lunge. You're going to shift your hips and while keeping your knee on the floor, push your hips forward as far as you can and lean your upper body back. Now we're going to shift to the opposite side for our side lunge. Remember, knees straight, toe up. Now the opposite side forward lunge. Remember, keep your knee on the floor, push your hips forward, and pull your upper torso back. Next up is the straddle splits. You're going to try to push your feet out as wide as you can while keeping your toes forward. Now try to roll your hips forward towards the floor. Now we're going to walk it back into the center V. You're going to push your belly button to the floor, tilting at the waist, and make sure you keep your knees rolled outwards. Don't let them point in. Next is the reach overs. Put your hand on the inside of your leg. As you reach over, push your shoulder to your knee. Keep your belly button forward so you don't turn. You should feel this one in your leg and your side. Now it's time for the opposite side. Make sure you push your shoulder to your knee and your belly forward. Now it's time for the butterfly. Pull your feet in close to your body. Make sure you put your belly button forward and lean at the hips. Go as low as you can and then push your knees down. Next is the zigzag. So you're going to pull your knee back with enough space to put both hands on the floor between them. Then you're going to lean towards that leg. Next up is the side reach. You're going to straighten out your leg, rotate it so that your foot is flat on the floor, and reach as far as you can. Make sure you keep your belly button forward. Next up is the opposite zigzag. Make sure you leave enough room for 2 hands between your foot and your knee and lean over that back leg. Next up is the opposite side reach. Straighten out your knee, rotate your whole leg flat on the floor, and reach for that foot. And keep your belly button forward. Next up is the base stretch. Get into a wide base. Push your knees out, straighten your feet a little bit, and try and push your hips all the way to the floor. Next up are the base rockers. You're going to twist your upper half side to side, really feel the stretch in those hips. Try to have your elbows touch your knees as you twist. Next up is the Cobra stretch. Get into a good table position. Now you're going to push your hips forward while arching your back up. Try to look at the ceiling. Now we're going to be doing alternating calf stretches. Push your hips all the way up, and then 1 foot at a time, reach to touch your heel to the floor. Next up are the hula hoops. What you're going to do is you're going to put your feet shoulder width apart and try and rotate your hips around your center. Make sure you don't just move your head. Now we're going to reverse direction. And that's it. Great job, everybody. Stay loose, rubber goose.